also the moderator for this session. It's the session 2, and this event is being recorded for use on our website and social media accounts. Please mute yourselves for the duration of this presentation. It's very important that you do so we can have and give the opportunity to the presenters to go through their presentations. This event is hosted by Montgomery County Office of Procurement. I'd like to introduce my colleagues from the Office of Procurement, and they are Ms. Sarah McCrae, Sanyang Yeager, and Karen DeLuca. They will assist us in supporting us in this event with any questions you may have regarding procurement. This session topic is construction and, this session topic is construction and facility maintenance services. We have 4 departments that will be participating in this event. They are DGS, or Department of General Services, our Department of Transportation, the Department of Environmental Protection, as well as our Police and Animal Services Department. Each department will go through their PowerPoint presentation. We will have an answer and questions at the end of the presentation. Please type your questions in the chat box. We strongly encourage you to do so because this gives, again, the opportunity for us to move forward in terms of each presenter presenting their information about their departments. So now I'd like to introduce the first person that will be presenting from the Department of General Services. His name is Mr. Sunil Panya from the Department of General Services. Now we are here from Sunil.
Sunil, if you're speaking, you're on mute.
Good morning. Welcome. My name is Sunil Pandya. I'm with the Department of General Services. The Department of General Services oversees 320 contracts that are spread across our major divisions, which are facilities maintenance, construction, fleet maintenance, general services. Today, in this particular session, we are going to present contracts or solicitations that are going to be advertised in calendar year 2021. And the first one on the docket is facilities maintenance, followed by construction, and then thereafter followed by fleet maintenance. You have my email. Should you have any general questions on the presentation or any other question relating to contracts that the Department of General Services has under our. After each presentation, there is a contact person for that specific presentation that you may also contact. In addition, on the slide, you will see the 2019 DGS annual report. That's our latest report. The 2020 will be coming out shortly. The particular annual report will give you a good idea of the various facets of our department and the various divisions, and provide you some insight as to what kind of services you provide and whether there's an avenue for DGS to use it. With that, I will turn it over to the facilities maintenance, the Deputy Chief, Hargurpreet Singh.
Good morning, everybody. This is Hargurpreet Singh. I'm with the Department of Facilities Management, Deputy. The mission, as you can see on the slide, the mission for the DFM is it's a customer-driven sport organization. It's responsible for providing facilities management services to all agencies and offices, a total of about 400 to 450 locations. We are committed to maintaining a safe, sustainable, and a high-quality working environment for county residents and employees of the county government. Department of Facilities Management is comprised of 3 areas of responsibility: property management, business operations, operation services. A good percentage of our contracts are T&M, time and material type. Contractor gets a work order. He is requested to submit a JAF, which is job authorization form. A JAF is designed, it's a part of the contract specs itself. The contractor is requested to list all the materials, the labor charges on the JAF and submit for approval. Once it is approved, he can proceed with the work. And after the satisfactory completion of the work, he can submit his invoice for payment. Sorry. Now, the contracts, they are advertised, bids are invited, and lowest responsive bidder is selected. We are looking for some capabilities, for in a contractor, and some of them, they are listed here, which are very salient: experience in providing services, and it's defined in detail in the specifications. Evidence that the contractor has successfully conducted such operations for at least 5 years prior to this solicitation, and then demonstration of interpersonal skills while performing duties relating to the contract. And finally, for the proper conduct of all contractor personnel while on premises. So having said that, let's go to the next slide. I have these, I have listed these contracts, upcoming contracts in calendar year 21, as Sunil mentioned. And I have online my experts who are responsible for each of these contracts. So we'll start with T&M Carpentry and Painting Services. And I'll request Tom Lyons, he's the MRI, is responsible for this contract. Tom, go ahead, you can explain. Tom, you there?
Tom is on mute.
Yeah, Tom, you're on mute.
Good morning.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Good morning.
Can you hear me now? Good morning. My name
Yes.
is Tom Lyons from the Department of General Services. I oversee quite a few contracts with the county. This particular contract that we are looking at here today is the time and material carpentry and painting. That is a contract that goes out every 3 years, and it has 2 contractors that are involved on a rotating shift. So it gets rotated between one contractor and another, and it's without an assigned number, you will not be able to give services to this contract. Each one of these jobs that you're looking at has to have a signed number on a rotating basis to bill out your services. It also requires that all personnel that are entering and all our properties here at the county have to go through a police background check. And in order to do that, you have to have that prior to servicing anything that we have here at the county. Other than that, like Hepperpreet said, everything else you have to have 5 years experience. We really do a lot of different carpentry. We do a lot of painting here. We do a lot of services for many, many different departments. Your contract is used by different departments. We have DOT that has multiple parking garages throughout the county. They use this contract. We have fire and rescue. We only have a few fire and rescue buildings that are actually under our services, but they are under the Montgomery County. So that department uses these services. We have HHS buildings. We have quite a few. We service quite a bit here, so it is a very well used contract, and we need tremendous manpower and tremendous experience to take care of this. Any questions? We're my phone number's here. Like you said, there's a website here. There's emails. You can send out your questions, and we'll hope to be able to answer. Thank you.
Marguerite, you're mute.
Sorry, I was on mute. The next contract is HVAC water treatment services. The person who is responsible for this contract is Al Crutcher, and our request Al Crutcher to come online, please. Al, you there? Al?
Okay, good morning. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, good. My name's Al Crutcher, and basically the water treatment services covers all of our boiler closed loops and our chiller closed loops and open loops, and that it's very important to chemically treat our water for our equipment so that they maintain, stay in service. That's basically, well, it covers all our boilers and chillers. The pool pack Dectron, that's also mine also. Pool pack Dectron, Liebert, miscellaneous HVAC and other services. That's mainly for our pools that we have, the MLK pool, K-Stack, Olney pool, and Germantown indoor swim. So that contract covers all of the equipment at those locations.
Thank you, Al. The next one is pool maintenance repair services, and that is Kevin Ford.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kevin Ford. I'm with Department of General Services. The pool maintenance contract is a T&M. It's a time and materials contract. Currently, right now, we have 12 different pool locations, whether indoor or outdoor. There's 4 indoor pools, and one of those pools has an indoor and an outdoor pool. But then the rest of them are outdoor locations. And basically, the contract consists of pool repairs, white coating, skim coating, also, the lights in the pool, pool pumps. We have different pools. We have lap pools, and then smaller pools for the young people. Also, the contract consists of the features, different features. Some of the pools that we have different features like mushrooms and different things like that, where water spouts out of them. It also includes the maintenance of and repair of the slides. Our pools also have slides. Some of the indoor and outdoor pools have slides, diving boards, and so forth. It also consists of maintaining in the filters, the drains, and different things like that. So the contract also has the, in order to perform the work, there's a job authorization form, which is basically, as Hargreaves Singh had mentioned earlier, is really the county's way of a proposal. It's a proposal that we have that needs to be authorized for the work to begin. And that's pretty much it. The pool contractors work very close with the Department of Rec and myself as well, because the rec is responsible, is the pools belong to the recreation, but so the pool contractor would probably work very closely with them as well as with myself. Um, but that's pretty much how that contract goes. If there's any questions, you can give me a call.
Yeah, Kevin, thank you. While you are on the line, can you cover this carpet tile, and other floor coverings also?
Sure. The carpet tile and floor coverings contract is basically a repair and installation contract. And with that contract, there are several different floor coverings that we use in the county. Um, anything from broadloom carpet to carpet tile, upgraded carpet tile, VCT, which is vinyl composition tile, luxury vinyl, LVT, and lots of other resilient flooring. Um, Pretty much with this contract is, as I mentioned before, it's a repair and installation contract. So there's quite a bit of repairs considering the amount of buildings that we have with the county. So there are quite a bit of repairs that actually happen. Some bubbles in carpets, seam repairs, transitions are falling off in different places and stuff like that. So the contractor would need to be available for these repairs, because a lot of repairs need to be done. But outside of that, that's what that contract consists of. And again, once again, there's a job authorization form, which is our estimate that we use, that authorizes you to perform the work. And again, if there's any questions that you may have specifically on the details of how the contract actually works, you can give me a call. My number will be on the procurement on the website.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. The next one is T&M Glass Installation Repair Services. The MRI responsible for that is Danny Chimero. Danny, can you please? Hello, Danny, you there? Okay, well, I will say a couple of lines on this. As you can see from the title, it's time and material for the glass installation, any services that are needed in the county, in our rec centers, swimming pools, etc., which come to us as either a glass installation or repair services are covered under this contract. We'll go to the next one, which is T&M Plumbing Services. Sean Collins. He is the MRI responsible person for this. Sean. Sean, you there? All right, I'll take this one also. As the name implies, it's all the plumbing services that are needed on the county facilities, which is about 400 and some, locations. So anything from a small issue to a major issue are covered under this. Again, time and material. We'll go to the last one now, which is job order.
Hey, Hargurpreet.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Danny. I was on the phone, and for some reason the voice didn't go through. But if I heard what you were saying, a couple of lines. But basically, the T&M, this glass company, they need to be able to respond on emergencies and also respond with a lot of manpower. Especially during this year, we have like Hargipur mentioned in the beginning, we have around 400 buildings. Every building has different type of glass.
So glass companies have to be um, up and up with all the skills and all the materials needed for the different buildings, especially new buildings with the LEED specifications, the large pieces of glass. And so the company that will be selected needs to be able to provide response on the fly, 24-hour service, because glass breakage occurs at any time, especially during the night. um, Liquor stores, uh, libraries, we have breakages, and so companies have to respond very quick. Also, for the pandemic, this company was able, the one that we have currently, they had to respond like for liquor stores and in record time provide installation of plexiglass, which is one of the new things right now. Right now, we're in the process of getting this company into providing more custom made plexiglass with frames to various agencies, especially in the new building over at Reedy Drive, which is DPS, um, CUPF, the public facility of use of public facilities. And so these different departments have different applications. And so we're trying to get all that. That also is under the T&M glass. So if you have any questions, you can reach out via mail or phone. Thank you.
Hargurpreet, you're on mute.
Homer, I'm sorry. The next one is for the GOC, routine construction. That's Homer Bakhtiari. He is a professional engineer. I request Homer to pitch in his comments on this. Homer, go ahead, please.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Homer Bakhtiari. I'm senior engineer with the Department of General Services, Division of Facility Management. And I oversee this job order contract, which is basically is a task order contract. And the contractor provides, this contract is based on the RS means data, and the contractor is has to provide the proposals line by line item by line item, based on the RS means online data for facility maintenance and construction. So the contractor is supposed to obtain that copy from the RS means company, and in addition to that, has to provide a copy access to the county. And the contractor works with the different departments within the county government, and it could be our organization, Division of Facility Management, could be could be Division of the Building Design and Construction, could be DOT, could be any other agency of the government. And each of those agencies, they would have a project manager that the contract has to provide the proposal to that project manager from that organization. And there's a form that project management checklist that they have to send it to me in order for me to review and put my initial on that, and then send it back to the The project manager and project manager would send their own requisition to procurement office to issue a purchase order. So each task needs a purchase order to be sent to the contractor. In addition, with the to start the work. And then the contractor has to meet with that project manager at site and satisfy all the requirements, and then present the proposal to the project manager. So if that's basically what's a requirement of this contract is, and the limit of this contract is currently is $250,000. So the task should be from $100 up to $250,000. So if I think that's it. If you have any question, feel free, to give me a call. I can give you a specific answer for your specific question. Thanks.
Omar, thank you, Sunil. I just want to make sure that the next set of speakers, just a reminder, please maintain schedule, keep it moving. Thank you. If we can as the echo.
Sunil, I can barely hear you, but this is the end of my presentation. My contact information is on the screen. Anybody is most welcome, to contact me via email or call me at that number. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Good morning. Gus Montez Dioka. I'm the Deputy Division Chief for Property Management, and we manage over 400 properties in the county. I'll be speaking a little bit about, there's 4 solicitations, and one of my property managers, Denise Wade, will be speaking real quickly about the last 2. The first one, of course, the gutter and downspout cleaning services. For our buildings, it's pretty self-explanatory of what we have. And of course, most of our buildings are 1 or 2-story buildings that we require the cleaning services there. The other one is moving and record storage boxes. Of course, that's the type of boxes that we use for moving. Of course, we're looking for storage facilities that we have over there, and that project is over there. So the last 2 that speaking about real quickly is building engineer and general maintenance services. Denise Wade will take it from here.
Hi, this is Denise Wade, property manager with Division of Facilities Management. The first item I'll be referring to is the solicitation for building engineer, equipment, and general maintenance services. This is, specific to public safety headquarters, as well as a carryover for services to liquor warehouse. This solicitation will include requirements for specific licensure, especially for boiler. It also includes experience in solar maintenance, landscape, snow, janitorial, our microgrid system at this facility, building maintenance, and work order system. So it's very specific and wide ranging. The second is for Public Safety Training Academy, the Academy building in the Small Arms Firing Range. This is for lead abatement and HVAC maintenance services. This particular solicitation needs to have specific licensure and experience in lead abatement and lead remediation. They will work with us on our certifications, HVAC repairs, as well as filter changes and the specific systems that are in this facility.
Okay, thank you, Denise. I appreciate this. And again, my contact information is on the slide. And at that time, please feel free to give me a call. That ends the presentation for the Division of Facilities Management, and turn this back over to Sunil on this one. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Moving on to the next presentation from Hamid Hamidwar, the Chief of Construction Management.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Hamid Omidwar. I'm Division Chief of Building Design and Construction in Department of General Services. Our mission is planning, design, and construction of all county public buildings, including correctional facilities, libraries, recreation centers, outdoor and indoor pools, fire station, police station, health centers, art and performance centers, various offices, depots, and other facilities. Our mission is also to produce high efficient and environmental friendly facilities for our communities. As the name of our division is, our procurement needs are in hiring professionals such as architects, engineers, civil engineers, and various other consultants that needed for design and construction of building, as well as the construction contractors to do the construction. Various contracts that we have that are shown on the screen for design and or for construction. Sometimes we have special projects and we advertise for them independently. And the first one is a standalone design contract for special projects, and they come as needed. So it's basically as we need them, we hire one contractor, which is an architecture engineering firm, to do that. The second one is mechanical, electrical, plumbing design. Normally now we have two firms for 3 years on board, and we give them mechanical, electrical, plumbing design needs. We have 3 services. One is for architectural design of public facilities, such as recreation. The other one is for public safety facilities, and each one of those, and the other one is for general government. The general government one is local small business program, and each one has 2 AE firms in them. And as you see, the estimated future renewal time would be 2022. For construction services, we have construction management services. We have 2 contracts. One is more than 1 million, one is less than 1 million value of the project, and each one has 2 contractors in it. We just finished advertising for those, and therefore, as you could see now, the new date for renewal would be 2023. We have 1 contract for site construction, and that one also comes up for renewal on 2022. We have a term contract for 3 onboard construction firms that as project comes up and we need this construction happen immediately, and that will come up in April 21 for renewal. So you need to be on tune for that. 1 standalone construction project will come in next few months. We put it as March 21st, and that is for our new Clarksburg fire station. So that will be advertised out for construction. And also we have another term contracts for smaller constructions with 2 entities that also comes up for renewal on November 21. Be happy to answer your questions when they are posted on chat, and at the end of the session we will respond to that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hamid. We move on to fleet maintenance with Calvin Jones, the acting division. Just a note here that fleet acquisition will be covered in session 3. This is fleet maintenance. Thank you. Take it over, Calvin.
Thanks, Anil. How you doing? I'm Calvin Jones with the Division of Fleet Management Services. I'm the acting division chief, as Anil mentioned. Fleet Management Services is responsible for the maintenance, acquisition, disposal, and management of the county's fleet of approximately 3,500 vehicles. We support a mix of public safety, light duty, medium duty, medium and heavy duty trucks and equipment, along with transit buses. We do support a lot of alternative fuel technologies, such as we've been heavily involved in the county's electrification of the fleet, along with some of the previous alternative fuels like compressed natural gas, E85, and things of that nature. In addition to vehicle acquisitions and disposals and maintenance and things of that nature, we also support the service and repair of our fuel stations and fuel sites. Fleet Management Services manages over 100 contracts for the purchase of vehicles, parts, and services to support county operations. As Sunil mentioned, our presentation will go over 2 segments. I'll be talking about primarily the parts and services contracts associated with maintenance, and Kathleen Hines will be talking about the acquisitions, vehicle acquisition contracts in a later segment this afternoon. The majority of our parts and services contracts maintained by a fleet are to support our heavy and transit fleets. When you look at the list of contracts that are coming up in 2021, our light duty section is, we actually sub out our entire light duty section. So typically that contract is an all-inclusive contract that comes up every 5 years. That covers the full variety of maintenance that happens with our light duty fleet. When you look at our parts and services contracts, most of our parts and services contracts all of our parts and services contracts are on an as-needed basis. We have several contracts that by nature are covered, that are offered only to, or that are limited by the vehicle manufacturers distribution networks, like our OEM contracts, where we're looking for, if you notice what we have due for 2021, we have a couple of contracts that are associated with our OEMs. And so a lot of limitation will come on those based on the manufacturer's distribution. However, we do have a lot of contracts, as you see, that are pretty open, that aren't limited to our OEM process, that aren't limited by the OEM process. So like our transit bus repairs and services contract, it's a service contract, so it's time and materials. It's geared toward the service and support of some of our cutaway transit applications. Basically our transit buses that are mounted on a bus, a truck or van body. Our alignment and services and Kingpin suspension contract, that's a services contract that's dealing with primarily our transit fleet and our heavy duty truck fleet. Our shop and tools and services contract supports all of our shops, the majority of our shop tools and equipment. Some of our larger items go out for bid separately, like our lifts and things like that. But this would include things like some of our equipment, toolboxes that house some of our shop equipment, some of the tools that we deem as community tools that aren't required for the technicians to have individually. Our automotive fan belts, filters, and hoses and wipers contract, that'll be going out this year. And that is, again, primarily because those things are available through alternative means. We don't typically go through the OEMs to get those things. We typically do a contract that allows for companies to bid those things and be able to provide them. We typically do on our parts and services on our parts contracts, we typically do them as a percentage off or a percentage discount on what you would normally on your advertised price. That's typically how we do our parts and services, our parts contracts. Most of our service contracts are time and materials. Let's see, another one. The one that I want to really focus on is, well, it's 2 that I really want to focus on that I think should get some good attention. this go around. And one of them we actually awarded last go around as a part of the LSBRP program, local small business program. And that's the bus service lane operations for our small transit shop. The service lane operation contract is one that is, it requires a contractor to do the fueling, the inspection, the cleaning, both interior and externally, of the bus, as well as any sanitizing processes that we may have. At our small transit shop, the volumes were such that it really fit well within the local small business program. So I think that that's one that should get a little bit of attention from some of the companies in the immediate area. The other one that I think should get some attention, that I hope gets some attention this year, is our towing and transport and recovery contract for our transit buses and our heavy duty and construction fleet. It requires the contractor to have all the equipment to be able to tow those individual assets. So it does require, when it goes out for bid, it will require vendors to actually look through it and make sure that they're capable of handling all that stuff, because it would be it's an expectation that they have it. It's also an expectation that they be able to respond relatively quickly, because most of the time, especially with our transit fleet, we have a limited window in order to get that equipment back in and get it back out on the road. Like I said, they're the ones that I think that'll be pretty interesting for vendors to bid. We also have a scrap metal contract going out this year that we're hoping to get a little bit of interest in. It is different from our our typical parts and services contract, because this one will be index based on the looking for returns that'll be in line with the metal index for mixed metal. So different from what we've done in the past. In the past, we did a fixed price contract for that. So again, we're hoping to get some interest in those. As you can tell, we have a variety of contracts. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to present today. If you have any questions, I'll be monitoring the text fields as well. And my contact information is below. Thank you.
Thank you, Calvin. That ends the presentation from the Department of General Services. On the first slide, you have my contact, Sunil Pandya, and my email. If there's a general question on any of our contracts, or if you did not see a contract here and you have services to provide, please feel free to email me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Sunil and Hamid, for your presentation and sharing your information that is going on in your department. Before we move on to the next presenter, I just want to remind everyone, please mute yourselves. If you're not talking, it would be respectful if your microphone could be muted, because we want to give the presenters an opportunity to flow through their presentations. Our next presenter is from Department of Transportation, and that's Miss Melissa Gardner. Melissa, if you're available,
yep,
you can unmute yourself. Okay.
I'm here. Good afternoon. My name's Melissa Garner. I'm the Chief of Support Services within the Division of Highway Services. We have multiple divisions within DOT. There are 5 of them. I'm just representing all of them in total. I'm specifically a contract administrator for Division of Highway Services, but the way we have our things broken down, there are multiple different people associated to different contracts throughout other divisions. So to keep it kind of concise, everybody feel free to me. I have a slide presentation, but you can email me with more direct, detailed questions on whether or not there may be something associated to your type of work that could go on for DOT. And I'd be happy to either answer those questions for you or also make sure to direct you in the right direction of the people who do handle those things. Quickly, MCDOT, we cover all transportation infrastructure within the county right-of-way in tandem with other regional, other region transportation and also local municipalities. So anything you see in the right-of-way, whether it be streets, sidewalks, signs, lights, etc., we cover it. And our main mission is to make sure we move people and connect places with the best options for transportation as possible. And our vision is to make that as seamless as possible for anybody of all ages, all abilities, and all incomes, to make sure that we can keep our community moving and whole. The next two slides give you a little bit more breakdown in regards to the different pieces of within MCDOT. I said there are 5 divisions: transit services, parking management, highway services, traffic engineering and operations, and also transportation engineering. There's also, I have some bullet points in there for the director's office because they do handle the global sense of things, whether that be like the development and policy related, and also the inner workings with other agencies and local municipalities, etc. All of this information and obviously much more detail can be found on the MCDOT website, which I posted in the chat. And you can go in there, dive into some of the details associated to each of our individual priorities that we handle. To move on to the next couple of slides, I worked with my colleagues to give some upcoming solicitations that will be available. I broke it down by the different divisions. Again, all of the stuff for highway services I handle, but all of the other divisions, there are a handful of different people. So just to give a general sense within each of these, I'll go through this different set of, for Division of Transit Services, typically, they'll have a mixture of both professional and non-professional services. Like you see, a lot of their stuff is going to be relative to marketing and that public outreach. Any of their buses and everything are handled by fleet, like they mentioned just recently. For Division of Highway Services, we're the hardscape stuff. We take care of the maintenance side of things. So if it's repairing the roads, sidewalks, it's maintaining existing infrastructure. We take care of mowing, the leafing operations in the leafing districts, snow removal, etc. So we do a lot more of the non-professional services. There are times we utilize professional for some inspection, etc. But most of our stuff is more hands-on, non-professional, get the work done kind of stuff. In the next slide, we've got transportation engineering. They, again, are both half and half for not only professional, but also non-professional. A lot of their professional services go towards the planning and engineering, architectural, etc. Aspect of construction. And then they are also responsible for all of the new construction, new roads, bridges, etc. And then with parking management, they're specifically, we have parking garages throughout the county. They manage those, whether it be for, the cleaning of it or the fares that they collect within the parking meters. You see here that they have a car sharing service, so that's another thing that we handle, of different parking spots for different car sharing services. But again, this is just a general run through. These are just snapshots of some upcoming stuff. I'm more than happy to answer in more detail if you email me directly. The next slide just gives you some different, points that we'd like to see in a vendor. Obviously, we want some industry experience and stuff like that. And biggest thing is good communication, responsible. We all run into hiccups for stuff, but we like to see things go as seamlessly as possible. So our big thing is, let's talk through stuff. Let's see what's best. Innovation. If people can come at us with different ideas on the stuff we're doing, we're open to that. So, that's general qualities we like. And The last slide, like I said, I'm here representing in total DOT. So my email address is on the next slide, and feel free to email me any details relative to any of the solicitations that you've seen listed in these slides, or if you're just wondering, hey, I provide these services, does it fit anywhere for you guys? I'd be happy to, work with you to understand better what it is you're doing and either get you in contact or be able to answer that question. So that is a general summary. If anybody has any questions, drop them in the chat. I'll try to answer those now, or otherwise, if you want to get into more detail, just email me. And I'm good.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Melissa. Moving right along. This session ends at 12:15, so we may go over, but that's okay. We want to make sure that everyone gets the available information from these departments and/or agencies as it relates to their goods or services that they're buying. The next presenter is from Department of Environmental Protection. I'd like to introduce Ms. Lisa Swiger. Lisa?
Hi, I'm Lisa Swagger. I'm the DEP procurement team contract manager. Actually, I'm going to turn this over to Patty Bubar, the deputy director, who will go through the slides and tell you about our upcoming solicitations.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Patty Bubar, and I'm the Deputy Director in the Department of Environmental Protection. And so just going to give you a little bit, just like Melissa just did, a little bit of a, highlights on some of the opportunities that we'll be having coming out for you to be interested in based on what we do. So this is just our mission statement, but basically we are the department in the county that is responsible for enforcing all the environmental laws, but also providing services to the residents to ensure that we have clean air, water, and land, but also trying to do that while we have healthy communities and a thriving economy. We provide waste and recycling services. We do a lot of things related to water quality and a few other things. So I'll just go through the highlights of things that we've got ready to offer. So if you want to go to the next slide, Al. These are kind of the main areas that we do actually rely on contractors for. As I mentioned, we provide solid waste collection for about 90,000 households in the county, and that is generally in the southern part of the county. And that's kind of something that was started many years ago when most of the population was located in that part of the county. We provide recycling collection, which includes leaf and brush, as well as, commingled recycling for about 200,000 households, and that's all the single family households in the county. And so that's the entire county. We have contractors help us with inspecting our stormwater management facilities, which are required under the county's clean water permit. And we also have some services related to hauling grit and oil from those stormwater management facilities as they are cleaned out. And then we have design build services that we need for constructing and or maintaining stormwater management facilities that are required by our permit. So I'll just go through some of those areas in a little bit more detail. We do have some upcoming solicitations through, about a year from now. One of them is collection, our contracts related to collection of recycling for the single family houses in what I'm calling the northern areas of the county. We will be putting out an RFP very soon, maybe even this week, associated with providing those kind of services. There are also we'll have solicitations for purchasing recycling bins for your commingled recycle. When I say commingled, I mean mixing your glass and plastic. If you know anything about the county's recycling programs, we actually have a dual stream. So we separate out our paper from the commingled recycling, which is really not done in most parts, certainly not in the state, but even around the country. So it kind of sets up a few requirements that are different if you're providing services in other parts of the state. But so we'll have recycling bins, contracts coming up. Maintenance of above ground stormwater management facilities, and then we will be putting out an RFP sometime in the very near future for designing and building stormwater management facilities. We expect a new permit from the state regulator, which is Maryland Department of the Environment. We hope that that permit will be available to us sometime in the right after the calendar year, the new calendar year. So once we get that permit, we'll be locking down our requirements and putting out an RFP for those services. Next slide. So Lisa is the procurement team manager, and so her contact information is here because it'd be much more useful for you to follow up with her than me. She would certainly be more available, and she has the details. But so those are just some of the areas that we wanted to make sure you were aware that we will be putting out RFPs sometime in the very near future, or invitations for bids for those. And I'll be happy to answer any questions if you put them in the chat, or Lisa's a good person to be able to follow up with. Thank you.
Okay, I guess that concludes your presentation. Thank you very much. We're going to move on to our next presenter from the Department of Police and Animal Services, and that will be Miss Bonnie White. Bonnie, are you available?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. I'm going to let you
great. Hi, I'm Bonnie White with the Office of Animal Services. The Office of Animal Services is a newly reorganized office. We were part of the police department, but now we're a non-principal office led by Tom Koenig, the executive director, and Lex Lapierre, who is our deputy director. OAS has three kind of main areas. We operate the county's animal shelter. We also operate a communication center where citizens can call in and speak to professionals regarding animal-related matters or have an officer dispatched. And we're also responsible for the removal and disposal of deer, small wildlife, and domestic animals on the county roadways and properties. Next slide. We will have an RFP number 1125542 coming out in relation to the disposal or the collection and disposal of animal carcasses. Wildlife that's picked up on the roadways is taken to the State Highway Administration Gaithersburg facility, and then domestic animals are brought to the animal shelter where we can try to identify the owner and contact the owner. We're looking for an experienced crew that has backup staff and the appropriate vehicles and equipment to carry out this service for us. We also would like it done in a professional manner so that it's out of public sight and there are no hazards related to it. The county will provide the contractor with a laptop, the software, and a cell phone. We'd like someone who has that technical background. Our contractor, we would like also to maintain clean sites and notify us of any issues. So at the State Highway Administration, we have a walk-in freezer where the deer and wildlife are staged for another contractor to then remove. And then we also would like someone with the necessary licenses and permits to perform this service for us. So the next slide. That is the only RFP we'll be putting out next year. However, we have about 20 contracts. So we do contract for our animal food, and that's not just cat and dog food. We need specialty food. We need prescription food. We get exotic animals. We get agricultural, farm animals. We also need supplies and equipment, pharmaceuticals. We're looking for emergency vet services and boarding, sheltering equipment, and then uniforms as well. And if I can be of assistance, this is my contact information. And we hope to receive a proposal from you. And I wouldn't be the Office of Animal Services unless I put cute little picture of animals and wish you all a happy holiday and look out for your furry friends. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Bonnie. Well, this concludes our presentations of various of our four departments. I want to thank very much for the support and participation and attendance of our procurement staff. Thank you very much for your assistance, as well as responding to questions in the chat. And I also want to thank very much as well the contract administrators who presented, who did the presentations on goods and services that they provide and what they do with respect to their operations and how they interact with our procurement office. So that concludes our event. We are still taking questions in the chat, for which we will respond later. And I want you to take a minute or two to complete our brief survey in our chat, in our chat box. That will be www.surveymmonkey.com/r/ZCHBWMV. So if you can click on to that link and let us know how well we did or where we need to go in order for us to do better, we will certainly appreciate it. Thank you very much. This concludes session 2.